to week 2, day 4 of Celebrate 21. We're here today for something super special. I am going to be introducing you into, I have to tell you, a social media expert. Lots of people claim to be, but boy, he rocks it. And by the way, tomorrow he's going to be back on a panel of experts about branding. Also, make sure to look at everything coming your way next week. We're halfway through Celebrate 21, and we're keeping it going strong all the way to the last day, March 29th, when you'll have an opportunity to mastermind with your peers, because we're going to be going in and out of Instagram a whole lot over the next 90 minutes or so. We're going to have a little bit of a different setup. So what I am going to do is I am going to set up to share my desktop so we can come in and be really, really agile in the way we move. So I am going to ask Mr. Mendez to open up his video so we can see him. And all right, let's see. There he is. All right, Gabe. Hey.
Hello, good afternoon.
Now you're in San Diego, is that correct?
Yes,
Okay.
Southern California, San Diego, California, that's where I'm at.
The best weather in the world, right there in San Diego.
They call it the finest city in America.
It is a fine city. So let me, I could sit here and introduce you, Gabe, but I really think the best thing to do is to let you introduce you with this. Okay, there's nothing to say but wow. I loved that. I loved seeing a combination of work, you demonstrating authority, but I also got to see your family. And by the way, was that you proposing in there that flew by real quick?
Yeah, that was my proposal video I did a few years ago. I asked my, at that time, girlfriend to marry me and become my fiance. I decided to bring a camera guy with me just to document it for no particular reason. We threw it on YouTube, and within like a month, it grew, and then now it's over 8 million worldwide views, which is insane.
That's insane. That is really
incredible.
Amazing. It really is amazing. And so, by the way, please go in and add your questions to Gabe or in the chat. And Lisa Lozano is over there monitoring everything that's going on. And also make sure to give him some love over some of these videos because they're pretty amazing. So make sure to do that as well. But I'm going to go ahead and kick it off and give people what they are here for, which is the how of all of this. So my first question is, can you find sellers on social?
Oh, that's the only place I find sellers is on social media.
That's
so
the
Instagram, Facebook, a little bit of Snapchat, some YouTube, but yeah,
that's it.
For sure. That,
Okay,
that,
for sure.
yeah,
And I assume that San Diego is experiencing this really low inventory like the rest of the world. Is that true?
I lost a little connection there. Can you repeat the question one more time?
I'll be happy to. So the rest of the United States and much of the world is experiencing low inventory. Is that true for San Diego?
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, for the last 3 months in a row, San Diego has seen a decrease in active listings month over month. So for 90 days consecutively, less and less listings are hitting the market every month. So we're seeing a downward trend.
And so how are you doing with listings, getting listings?
I'm doing great. We have a pipeline of about 6 upcoming listings that are hitting the market. And when I have conversations with other top producing agents and people across the country, not even just the country, but county as well, everyone's kind of in the same boat. I mean, there's a few people who are excelling a little more than others, but for the most part, the playing field's kind of even. So I'm really excited about what we've been able to produce. And I want to start this off a little differently. I want to tell everyone something.
Go.
Build your business the way that makes you happy. And at first, when I got started in real estate, I told a lot of people that I was going to conquer the world and I was going to be the #1 agent in San Diego, and then in California, West Coast, in the United States, and then eventually global. And that's why I decided to partner with Century 21, which was an international company behind me, because that was the long-term vision. And then as I started to mature in my career over the last 5 years, I realized that chasing that number, chasing money wasn't making me happy, but
Hmm.
happy was making me money. And I decided to flip the script and just do what made me happy most. And that was not chasing that. And that was just attracting business, sellers, buyers who wanted to do business my way. And that's something I want a lot of you who are watching today to walk away with. When you're genuinely who you are as a person, that vibe is going to attract the tribe. So those type of sellers who perhaps can relate to you on a human level, on a professional level, they're going to volunteer their own listing, their house, and want to work with you because of the way that you work. And that's what I've done really well. So when I look at my inventory, when I look at the deals that we've closed last year, I think I closed somewhere around 60 on my 5th year. It was as a team, but that was for me like the highlight of my career. I'm like, wow, we did 60, but we had so much fun. We were popping champagne with clients. We were celebrating with clients. And so I want a lot of you out there to look at your business and say, how do you want it to look like? This is a lifestyle type business. We're in this 7 days a week. And do you want to, be in a partnership with a seller or buyer that, it just feels too professional and you can't be yourself? Let's face it, we're real estate agents. A lot of us have outgoing personalities, love to have a drink every once in a while. We like to party once in a while, be with friends and family. So if that's the case, why not do that in our business? And it is possible to do it if you're working with people who want to do business your way. And the only way that can happen is if they get to know who you are, watch your body language, listen to your tonality, and really relate to you. And the way we do that on a mass scale is via social media. So today, like Joe was talking about, my main focus is to go really deep with all of you and show you what it is that I do, how I am myself, mix it with a hint of professionalism, but be myself, and then attract these sellers who are saying, dude, I like you. I like the fact that that you show your family. I like the fact that you dance and you're silly. I like the fact that you're still professional at the end of the day. You're someone that I can get along with, and this doesn't have to be an uncomfortable situation. So, Joe, I'm really excited about today. Thank you so much for bringing me on.
So I'm so glad you said all of those things because I'm sitting over here taking notes because there's like 3 or 4 things I want to cross stitch on a pillow, right? So like give them your vibe and you'll attract your tribe. That was amazing, right? And you were
Yeah.
so right. Don't try to be somebody else. You will be miserable. You will be miserable. And there was another one in there about making money versus being happy makes you money. That is an amazing thought process too. But I kind of ask you something. Did you just naturally fall into social media? Was it a conscious choice? And was it hard or easy in the beginning?
That's a really good question. So I think I want to paint a parallel for everyone. Look, we're real estate agents, right? And there's traditional ways of getting business for all of us. Once we get into the business, most of our mentors, managers, coaches are going to teach us to pro probably focus on our sphere of influence first, and others are going to teach us how to door knock. They call it circle prospecting. I call it cold calling, open houses, and those traditional ways of doing business. None of us fell into that. None of us fell into like, oh, I'm going to wake up one day and just door knock and be amazing at it. We all had to work at it. That's the same concept as it applies to social media. You have to work at it. You have to be conscious. You have to be intentional about it. You have to understand it, just like you would at door knocking, for example. That's how I started my career, just as an FYI. I started off door knocking, and I was really, really good at it. A lot of my listings came from door knocking my second year in the business. And I was more listing heavy at that time because of door knocking. So when you're learning how to door knock, what's important? It's important to, once they open the door, identify their personality type. Who are they? Are they A, B, C, D, red, blue, yellow, green, amiable, driver, analytical? I forgot the other one. But which personality type are they? Quickly assess who they are, mirror match their body language, ask really good questions, and then eventually get them to do one of two things: either get their contact information, or at the very best, set the appointment. And you're learning how to do that through studying and becoming a better agent. Same thing with social media. You have to understand the psychology of it. So listen, if you guys are going onto Facebook and you're talking to your audience on Facebook the same way you're speaking to your audience on Instagram, it's not going to work. You might have a few people who that resonates with, that message. And what I'm referring to specifically is the type of content, the copy in which you write, the caption behind the photo or video. Those things specifically is what I'm referring to. So you have to treat both platforms separately, like two separate personality types. I would not go to someone who's analytical at their door and come with a bunch of energy, my hands in the air, like, woo, let's go sell this house, who's ready to rock and roll. I wouldn't do that. However, I would do that with someone who's a little more amiable, someone who wants to have those hugs and kisses and feel good inside. I would approach the analytical person with a little more statistics, right? So I have to know my audience. Facebook, separate audience. Instagram, separate audience. However, if we peel all of that back, that goes back to one thing, which is understanding the platform, the platform that you're going to, and studying, being intentional. If you're going to door knock, study, be intentional. If you're going to cold call, you're probably not going to focus so much on your body language or the other person's body language. You will focus on, however, their tonality, the cadence, your downswing versus upswing, the tempo at which you speak, the volume at which you speak, so much more emphasis on that. And this is what really good coaches teach. And I want you to take that same philosophy, apply that to social media. And so to answer the question, that was a long answer question, but to answer the question, it was extremely intentional. I studied, I got better at it. And that's how I kind of.
And were you uncomfortable in the beginning?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. It's definitely uncomfortable standing in front of a camera, watching yourself, listening to yourself, and going through that whole motion. But I do have a secret to share with everybody today. This is the biggest takeaway. So everyone who's listening.
Okay, drum roll. I got it. Go.
If you guys didn't know, it's a proven fact that 100% of people that are humans look and sound exactly the same way they do in person as they do on camera. So if you're feeling uncomfortable about being on camera,
right?
Newsflash, you look and sound the exact same way in person. So don't sweat it. Don't worry about it.
Love that.
It's okay. Just
love that.
Just learn to love yourself. Learn to love yourself.
You and I have a tip coming up toward the end about how they can learn all that. How they can start mastering all of that. But we hear people say all the time, I just can't bring myself to go on video. And, what advice would you say to them when they say, I can't do that?
It's honestly just a simple mental block. Get the camera out, start small, start easy. And you have to understand, clients, consumers, friends, we're already doing it. We're already taking pictures with family members. We're already taking small videos at the park, birthday parties. It's something we're already doing. And don't overthink that process. Now just change the message, which it's no longer a lifestyle. Now we're being intentional about real estate. And the cool thing is, us as real estate agents and real estate professionals, we are the content. Our life is the content. What we do on a daily basis is the content. Just slap a camera guy on there and that's it.
Very true. We are the content. We are the products for sale, is our services.
Our services.
Our
Exactly.
services. All
Yeah.
right. So I heard you say this when you and I were talking. And it's full disclosure to the audience. Gabe and I have had many conversations leading up to this. And so I captured some of the things I heard and put them here. So, what do you mean by this?
At the end of the day, whenever you price a home properly, it's going to sell. It's going to sell. You can underprice it, you can price it fair market value. As long as you don't overprice it, it's going to sell. What you have to do as an agent is you have to think of yourself as a marketer first. So you're no longer a real estate agent, you're a marketer / real estate agent. Your job is to expose this listing in so many ways such that it allow other people to inquire about your services. So when you're getting this listing and you're doing your circle prospecting, sending out postcards, you're having, you're making, creating a website. I mean, you're marketing the home. That's what you're doing. And that's awesome, but that home is going to sell if it's properly priced. What you should be focused on at that point is how to leverage that listing to attract other sellers from it. And remember, sellers don't know what you do. And most of the time as listing agents, what we're doing is we're sitting across the table and we're telling the seller what we're doing. And then we're showing examples of it. Here's my marketing. Here's our sales plan, our administrative plan. You're breaking everything down for them step by step. Now, take that same exact approach with that seller and remove the seller now, insert social media, and now talk to social media about what it is that you do step by step. But don't tell them. I want you to show them. I want you to show them what it's like going to a listing appointment and having one of your sellers listen to the advice on how to prepare the home. I want you to show potential sellers what it's like for you and your organization to prepare for an open house. I want you to show sellers what it's like and how you prepare your sales comparables. Show them. That's the value proposition. And when you're taking them down, let's say, for example, you get a listing. You document every single part of that process and you show social media from the moment that you have the listing present, the listing appointment, the listing was taken, the coming soon sign was installed, the moment that it hits the market, the moment that you get the offer accepted.
We have
the closing
examples
process
of that. We have examples of that.
that we do.
That we do. We have examples of that, which stay tuned, guys. The examples are amazing.
But that's exactly what I mean there is by
Yeah.
attracting the business, by leveraging that business. Most of us are trying to attract the buyer, to double in the transaction. A lot of us are trying to market to sell the property, which again, if it's properly priced, and especially in this market, it will. I want you to shift the script. I want you to focus on using that listing to attract other listings because sellers want to see what you do. They don't see what you do. They hear what you do. You think they might know what you do, but you need to show them exactly what it is that you do. The proof is in the pudding. If it's not posted, it never happened.
Perfect. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to talk to you about your brand position. We're going to look at that process that you do after you get the listing and then talk about how you attract sellers on social. And then you're going to give us some secret hacks. You've already let one of them out, right? Like it. So let's talk about your brand position because you have a really interesting brand position. In fact, I'm pretty sure I've never heard of anybody with this brand position before. So there you go.
I'm so happy that you said that. And it's never been talked about. People don't do it. So let me I want you guys to focus on this image for a moment and focus on the text and just read it for a moment and let that soak in. When I first got started into real estate in 2015, I couldn't afford coaching at that time. So I just started watching YouTube videos, downloading all the free content, which there's a ton of free content out there. A lot of these coaches perform. But listen to this. What are most real estate agents right now, or back then, even a little more now, always teaching us real estate agents? They teach us to go after listings. They say, he who controls the listings controls the market. You control your listing, you control your schedule. You control your listings, you make more money. And that's all true. I took a step back because one of the, I call him a mentor. He was never a personal mentor, but I listened to all of his audiobooks. Grant Cardone. One of the things that he taught in his 10X book was that when everyone's looking left, you go right. So what was everyone focusing in on at that time? Everyone was focusing in on listings, listings, listings. What was my broker teaching at the time? Go after listings. What was everyone talking about? Just listings galore. I'm like, dude, what? We're talking about listings, and you have this huge audience of people who want to buy a home, that are emotionally committed, that need and want your service. People that are looking up to you and saying, please help me. But guess what? We're being brainwashed by all these coaches to go after listings. So in 2015, what I decided to do was, you know what, if everyone's going after sellers, I'm going to be the guy that decides to focus his message on social media, branding, and everything that I do. My print material, my digital material, the conversation that comes out of my mouth at that time is going to be first-time home buyer, first-time home seller. That's it. I want to be the guy, because we all heard the expression, the riches are in the niches. I wanted to go deep on this conversation. Now, I will admit, I was a little confused at first. It wasn't that clear when I first got started. I thought I wanted to be a luxury agent. I thought I wanted to do single family homes. I thought that I wanted to be the move up, help you move up guy. That's what I thought I wanted to be. It got a little clear over time that I was going to be the first-time home buyer, first-time home seller guy. And that's what I decided to focus on. And here's why. Here's my philosophy on that back then, and it's working out magically now. Back then, I knew that if I helped the first-time home buyer who was being neglected by everyone, and I could build my business around them to service them at a high level, that was, and treat them like a luxury client. And if you read a lot of the reviews that I have, Joe, right now, a lot of the reviews that I have are such, they're saying things like, he treated me like $1 million buyer. I felt like I was the only client in the entire world. And that's what I want. I want my clients feeling like they're a celebrity from start to finish. So I did that with all the first-time home buyers back then. And what I started to do was I would keep that relationship, because I knew that first-time home buyers are going to turn into first-time home sellers. And if I continued to market to first-time home buyers, I knew that eventually that I would attract more first-time home buyers. I'd have an opportunity to pair them up with my first-time home sellers, have that transaction double-ended, and then help my first-time home seller move up. And then I would grow with that family. And because the experience and the knowledge and the attention from when they bought the home till they sold that home was so phenomenal, and it was just the best experience in the entire world, I knew that I can grow with that family, get their referrals, stay with them, and I would rinse and repeat with all the new first-time home buyers that I was attracting. And then that system and that vision that I had would continue to repeat to where it got to a point that I no longer had to door knock, that I no longer had to cold call, that I no longer had to chase the business. I don't want to be 10, 15 years in the business wondering where the next transaction is going to be like. That's not a sustainable, confident business model. That's a good way to go crazy. It's a good way to stress out and maybe get a stroke. I don't want to do that. I'm trying to be happy. So I figured it out, and that's what I decided to focus on. And now we're the first-time home buyer, first-time home seller experts.
With the luxury feel, right? Because everything has that look.
So right there on this image, if you can stay there on this image for a moment,
sure.
The reason I chose these two photos here. So the house on the right in San Diego is a $425,000 home. The house on the left is a like a 900 and I think 950, almost $1 million home on the left-hand side. Every single property that we sell from start to finish has a luxury feel, from the listing presentation, the USB drives that we deliver to our clients, from the presentations that we deliver hardbound, digital print, photos, video walkthroughs. Everything has a luxury feel. And I want clients to understand that when they hire us, they get that
I
and they
love
can't
that.
compare anywhere else. Yeah.
I love that. And I also love the fact that it so aligns to the mission statement of Century 21 to define mediocrity and provide extraordinary experiences, right? So it aligns to the brand, which makes it extra strong in there.
Oh my
And
gosh,
also,
can I just jump in for a moment right here? I
yeah,
had something just
jump.
came to mind. All right, so listen to this, guys. In 2000, I think it was 2017 or 2018, NAR published a study, and that whatever year that study had come out, the previous year, they had found they'd interviewed or did a poll study with a bunch of first-time home buyers, and it was a huge number. It was like 80% or 70% of first-time home buyers who bought that home that year all voted that they had a better experience at a $50 dinner than they did buying their first home. I couldn't believe it. I read that and I was like, what? That is so crazy. Our job is to make, they're going to find a home. They're going to buy it, right? They already hired you. Like, just make that experience super dope. Like, let them have fun with you. Let them like put something in their hand. They're going to walk away with and be proud of and say, that's my team. Like my organization, our team, what we call ourselves the Sold Squad. All right. So we have fun. We chat with our clients. We're popping champagne, and every single point of it, like, I want our clients to be like, dude, this is our team. Like, they got our backs. Like, I'm not touching, like, for example, this morning there was a client who sent us I'm in a group chat with our clients, and one of our clients, I should say, and they sent a message saying, hey, so about 6 months ago, before I met you guys, I talked to another lender, and they're like, they just reached out to me today, and we were sending gifts in the text message group, like funny ones. And she replied and she said, don't worry, squad, I'm not going anywhere. I love my team too much. She's a first-time home buyer. We haven't found a home yet. All of her offers have been getting beat out, but she's still so ecstatic because of the experience that we gave to her at the very beginning. And she hasn't even purchased a home yet. And she's been discouraged multiple times in this marketplace. Listen, take care of your clients, especially these first-time home sellers, because when they come up to you, they don't know what they don't know. So show them that, of course, you're the best by your experience, communication, attention to detail. Now pair that up with a luxurious experience. Come on, really? Let's be honest. Every single one of us love being pampered. We love being taken care of. All of us love spa days. Girls, ladies, we love getting our nails done, our hair did, our makeup. You're looking great. Joe, for example, you look beautiful today, by the way.
Thank you.
And we all like feeling good inside, right? Men, of course, us too, right? Fresh suit, nice tie, fresh haircut. We love that luxurious feel and experience. Why not provide that to the client every single step of the way? And of course, with expectations, I'm not saying be available 24/7 because that's unrealistic. We do set proper expectations, but every single thing that you do needs to be luxury. And I'm going to go down a rabbit hole for a moment. I know we have a lot to talk about, but I want to share something with you guys that's extremely important. One of my mentors, his name is David Brownlee. He was my customer service mentor. David Brownlee told me, he said, he sat me down and he asked me this question that I'm going to ask you. So this is an exercise I want all of you to run through. And Joe, if I may, I'd like to use you as an example. Everyone who's listening, I want you guys to play along with us. Here we go. Joe, I want you to tell me right now, who is your favorite musician / artist / actor or actress? Your favorite one. You're like, dude, if I could, this is the person I want to meet.
Bocelli.
Andrea
Bocelli. You know, the
opera
singer.
The opera singer.
Opera singer. Yep.
Andrea Bocelli. Okay. So let me ask you a question. You're sitting at the office, you're a real estate agent, and you're sitting at your desk, cubicle, suite, office suite, and the secretary walks up to your desk, knocks on the door, opens it up, and says, Joe, hey, Andrea Bocelli's here. Okay, thank you for smiling. What was the first thought that went through your mind right there?
I need to call my husband. was the first thought that went through my head. That was the first thought.
All right. Now the secretary says this. She says, Joe, he's here. He wants to sell his home and he wants you to help him. So I want you to tell me, when you walk over there and you meet him for the first time, you grab his hand, you shake it. What do you do next?
I'm going to start asking him questions. I'm going to start talking to him about his goal and what he's trying to accomplish and what's his need. And so I'm going to
Would you
start
sit,
doing,
would
go
you
ahead.
sit him down? Would you first take him to the conference room and sit him down?
I'm sure I would. By the way, he's blind, but yes.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
He's blind.
But
Yeah. That's what I'm
yes,
saying. You'd grab him by the hand, you'd
I
escort
grab
him
him
to
by
a
the
table.
hand, I'd lead him in, I'd offer him something to drink, I would make sure he's comfortable. I would,
Absolutely.
chit chat, build rapport, do all of those things. I would tell him all the times I've seen him in concert. And then I would sit him down and I would start talking to him and understanding what he needs
Can I ask you a
after I did all
question?
those things.
If he were to ask you if you had hot cocoa or a granola bar, and if you did not have it, would
I'd
you go
send
out of your
somebody to
way to?
get it. I
Right.
would send somebody to
And
get it.
let me ask you, so after you finished asking the questions and he leaves
Mhm,
and he's telling you he wants to sell his home,
mhm,
and he would like for you to stop by the next day, how
mhm.
quickly are you preparing and gathering everything? And he's asking you to give him an update at the end of the day. What do you do?
Well, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to send him a message, a video message or some kind of message thanking him for coming by and confirming what we talked about, right? So I'm going to do that first. And then I'm going to go into massive action to get everything done that he needs, plus 121% more, right? Is what I'm going to do.
So let me ask you this question then. If you
Mhm.
had no other appointments that day, this is your highest priority. You're going
It
all in
is.
121% to
Yep.
make sure Andrea Bocelli is taken care of at the highest level.
Yep. I am.
Exactly. And for everyone who's listening today, I hope you guys took part of that exercise. If your favorite musician, artist were to come into the office, ask for you specifically, I want you to think about that feeling. I want you to think of the level of service that you would provide to that person, from the sitting down to the granola bar to the hot cocoa to sending a video and 121% all in. Ask yourself an honest question. Do all of your clients receive that level of celebrity service? That, oh my gosh, I can't believe it's you. I've seen your
Mm,
concerts and all those things, right? Where we're just so talkative. I can't believe it's you. Like, I love your music. I love your concert. I love all this thing about. Do we do that for every single person? Probably not.
probably not.
Probably not. Probably not. I mean, a seller comes in, you go to a seller's kitchen table, you're not sitting there going, oh my gosh, I've seen your neighborhood, I've seen your kids. We don't. It's just a
Mm,
normal average relationship. We don't treat every client like a celebrity. We don't treat every client like a
mm.
rock star. We don't give them that celebrity 121% experience. We do. From the
You
moment we
know,
see them and every single piece of material that we give them as a first-time home buyer, first-time home seller. So this way they know that that bar has been set so high, and that if anyone were to try to come into that relationship, they're going to say, I love my squad.
and one of the things here is you talked about that woman saying it was her team. Y'all are my team. Well, she didn't come up with that on her own. Y'all planted that idea by calling yourself the soul team, right? So you planted that idea. And the other comment is there is a very wise man in the world. His name is Alex Perillo. And he said to me one day in an elevator, he said, good isn't good enough on service anymore. That real estate agents to compete in this world has to be extraordinary at their service. And I love that. And that's what you're doing. And that's what you're doing. So, hey, how about we get into the nitty gritty of some of this? You good?
Let's do it.
All right.
Do we have any questions?
We
I want to make
probably
sure.
do. So, Lisa, oh,
I'm here. No questions coming through. Just a lot of great comments regarding your conversation. But I think we'll have some questions coming in at the end.
great.
Got it.
So let's talk about your listing process because we're talking specifically about sellers and attracting them with social. So you have this list that starts out immediately as soon as you list something, right?
Yes. Yes. So the moment I take a listing, that same day, I'll email my assistant all of the notes. So if it's a Saturday, Sunday, for example, I have a listing appointment this afternoon. Once the appointment's finished, I'll email the entire notes first thing in the morning. Her highest priority every day when she walks into the office at 8:30 is to touch all of the files. So every single coming soon listing, every active listing, every escrow that we have, that's her highest responsibility. And to make sure that that checklist is taken care of. So she's going through every single file. So it's a system, very organized. First thing she does is call herself to introduce herself. And let me take a step back. She's really good at giving clients a call that same day. And I don't want to set unfair expectations for other people. She does that because that's just what she chooses to do. I've asked her to call during business hours, but she chooses sometimes to call on her own. For example, we had a listing signed on a Sunday a couple of weeks ago. She decided on her own to call that Sunday afterwards around like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Hey, my name is Michelle. I'll be calling you guys tomorrow to go over details. I just wanted to say welcome to the team. We're excited to take care of you guys. And all the above. So it's a very big team effort. If I may, I want to take one step further back. Prior to any listing appointments, what we do is we do email the client confirming the appointment. I do have my entire sales team and administrative team jump on the email thread and share how excited they are for the appointment. They're able to see the email signatures. I have every single sale agent jump on, which is 3 of them, 4 including myself, jump on and say, we're so excited. We're excited to use our social media platforms to market your home, offer you the great service. And so they're seeing this touch by every single person, and it gives them that, wow, I'm that only person kind of feel. Listing gets signed. Next business day, my assistant calls them, congratulates them, and then she automatically sends out a handwritten note from myself, signed by me, thanking the client with a $5 Starbucks gift card, or whatever it is, whatever store that they do like, because that, I should take another step back, sorry. Listing gets signed, we send in what's called an all about you form. There's a link that we send to the client and said, hey, we need you to fill this out by tomorrow. And it's a quick questionnaire. It tells us their names, their numbers, their emails, address, what they like, favorite restaurants, favorite sports teams, where they like to travel to. So they fill that out. It takes 3 minutes. They fill it out online and we get an email update with their submission. The next day when that thank you card does go out, we choose a gift card to whatever store that they like, and we send that over to them. Thank you so much for considering our team and our organization. Here that is. Next, we have a timeline of events of what's going to happen and when it's going to happen. We send it over to the client, they review it. When are the photos going to be taken? When is the video going to be taken? When is the website going to be live? What is the projected postcard date for those to be mailed out to the neighborhood? And what is our projected go live date onto the MLS? They have all those dates in writing, and the client agrees or disagrees to them, changes them how they choose to. And I make sure that myself, Gabe Mendez, I'm personally there at every single high touch. Photos, I'm there. Video, my entire sales team is there. Appraisal, all those things, I'm there at those high touch situations. I want them to see that they hired me. And my main focus in the organization is to attract more listings. And of course, the personality and all that stuff, I want to build a relationship, build the trust, and show them that their hand is being held the entire time. So they have everything fully organized up front in a checklist. And once they approve it, we just give them courtesy notices. The biggest thing that we tell all of our clients is to let go of the process. Tell us what you want. Tell us what you don't want, and then we will make sure to customize what we do around that. So if, for example, a client has sold a home in the past, what was missing in that last experience that you wish you would have had? What was it about the last experience you had that you disliked, that you wish would have happened differently? When we get them to think about those kind of questions, they're able to, look, folks, if we were to ask every single one of you right now, what you dislike in life, or what you dislike about your job, what you dislike about your clients, everyone's going to shoot a million answers out really, really fast, right? It's very difficult for a lot of people to think about what they like, but really fast, people can tell you what they dislike, no problem. If you ask clients what they dislike about their experience or dislike in general about their experiences, they'll tell you quickly. And you can easily develop a system around what people don't like, because that easily exposes what they do like. And that's what we did. We don't like lack of communication. We don't like lack of updates. We don't like not knowing what's going to happen, when it's going to happen. We don't like not having courtesy notices. So we implement all that into our checklist and get set off. And then my assistant places it into my calendar, and I just show up. All I show up is Superman, like Superman on the day of, refreshed, ready to rock and roll and establish that relationship.
What I love about that is that you're giving your client so many opportunities to say to a coworker or to say to a family member, hey, Gabe's coming over. Hey, you can't believe what they did, which leads back to what you said. I want them to be proud that they used us, proud that they used us, right?
Absolutely. I want them to be proud of the fact that they have this really fun, really cool, but extremely professional team that gets stuff done. And like the last note says, bad cop. My assistant's the bad cop. I'm the good guy. They come to Gabe when they want to vent. They come to Gabe when there's a problem, and Gabe steps in and gets everything corrected. I'm never the bad guy who has to have the tough conversation. I tell my assistant, you're going to handle that conversation. You're going to be the one either getting yelled at, argued with, you're going to have that really tough conversation, not me. And if you piss them off, I'm going to step in, talk to them, and then make sure that whatever you did wrong, I'm fixing it. I want to be the good cop at all times, because they're not going to refer their friends and family to my assistant. They're going to refer them to Gabe in the team.
Agreed.
That's why I have to keep that image always. And we have that good cop, bad cop relationship.
I love that. All right, so let's get down into how.
Joe, can I
Yeah.
interrupt for a moment?
Yes.
Had a question come through, and I know we're probably going to start talking about this a little bit more when it comes to video. And Gabe, I know you mentioned we all look and sound the same in person as we do on video, but how did you overcome that, or how do you overcome that if you still
The
find
fear.
moments when you're challenged, is the question.
You know, it's the old age, I don't even know what you even call it. When we're younger as children, when we're young as kids and we're young as adolescents, it's very important for us to grow up in an environment that's very encouraging. You know, not where people are talking down to us. As parents, I'm a parent. I have a son, 3 years old. When he first started walking and he fell down, I didn't look at him and tell him, "Hey, dude, you know what? It doesn't look like walking's for you, bro. You know, you can't get this the first couple tries. Just stick to crawling, dude." Right? No, I encouraged him. We were sitting there like, "Good job, boy. You can do it again. Stand up. Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you." We grab his hand, we walk him through it. And same thing in sports. You know, our parents would do that for us. We do that for our children. We as adults, we root on and encourage our sports teams. You know, when the Chargers were in San Diego, I'd be at the stands, "Go Chargers, woo," yelling and screaming, encouraging them. And that makes us feel good. And that gives us the strength that we need to continue pushing through. Same thing when you're doing these types of practices with being on camera. You need to have those encouraging conversations with yourself. You need to have other people provide you positive feedback. You can't have friends and family throwing, you know, and this is a very sensitive topic for a lot of people, because a lot of people don't like the sound of their own voice for whatever reason. Some people don't like the way they look on camera. "Oh, girl, my hair, look at my lashes," type of thing. Like, I get it, right? But, and so we should not have friends and family and people around us who throw low blows and jokes about that stuff. We should have the people who are encouraging us. So for sure, having a strong foundation of encouragement is extremely important. In my team, whenever we have a new agent come on and they're filming video, "Hey guys, what do you think about this?" It's always something uplifting. And then when we do provide constructive criticism, it is with extreme sensitivity and with careful choice of words. And so I think that a lot of you who are out there that are facing that, you need to find a support group of agents who are going through the same thing, who can lift up your spirits. And then also find someone who can provide real valuable feedback, because perhaps there's something that you're doing on camera that if you continue doing, it's going to work against you. Prime example, one of the agents on my team, when she first started, she had this she had this head bob, which she would do this when she would talk on camera. She would do this whole thing like this. Like,
Everybody's
"Hey guys,
got something."
right? And I would tell her like, "Hey, you know, you're doing a good job. I love the smile, I love the posture, but let's just not do so many head bobs." And she'd look at it. She's a funny personality type. I'm like, let's do less head bobs. How about that? She's like, "What do you mean?" I'd show her. She's like, "Oh my gosh." I'm like, "It's okay. Just focus on the head bob thing." And then we'd walk her through it step by step. So it's definitely practice. You have to get used to looking at yourself, and you need that foundation of people who are encouraging you. And then lastly, someone who can provide you honest feedback that's going to allow you to grow. You don't want people who are just starting off giving you feedback on how to grow. You want people who've been there before that can tell you your camera presence needs this on how to grow. Now, that's all really important. Now, this is where it kind of gets a little weird, because I want you guys to be authentic at the same time. I want you to be real, and it's okay to stutter. It's okay to have a weird head bob every now and then. It's okay to have not direct eye contact all the time. And that is what's going to draw the audience, the consumer, to who you are. If you're too polished, if you're too perfect, they're not going to relate to that. They're going to say, this dude is too good and I'm not that good. Therefore, I'm going to reach out to someone who's not as good. Look at this guy, look at this gal. They feel they're so comfortable on camera being who they are. They don't care about their insecurities and all that. That's who I want to go with. So of course, you want to have a level of, I don't know, like expertise, I guess, or a level of like being refined, but still be real.
Yeah. So Gabe, I do a lot of video, and the best responded to videos are the ones are like the one that I did a Facebook Live at 4 a.m. because I couldn't sleep. And I told my audience what was bothering me. No makeup in my pajamas. Right?
That's it.
There you go. There you go.
That's it. Everyone, no makeup, pajamas, in all of our videos moving forward. Let's go.
Yeah, there you go. All right, let's talk about this, because you said it just a second ago. You said every portion of the listing process you put on social. So let me show that for everybody, okay?
I'm just showing you guys a little bit of what we do to prepare the property for sale.
All right, my man, how's it going?
This is literally the difference in what homeowners get when they hire a professional with experience.
Okay. All right, stop scrolling. This isn't just another advertisement.
So you gotta dig deep to get this stuff. Dig deep and make sure the voice is on
Here
point.
we are, guys, inside the living room. Exclusive look, only to you guys behind the
We
scenes.
do all the hard work. We do the door knocking, we do the open houses, we do the phone calls, we do the social media promotions, we do the advertisements.
Okay, so we're gonna throw some music on there. We're gonna have some transition. We'll do the backyard, and then we'll end up on the front yard.
We're making sure the property get maximum exposure, but also before it gets maximum exposure, it's my job to make sure this property looks perfect.
It's fine. We throw some fun music behind it, some cool graphics maybe.
This is content gold, oh my God.
This is good, man.
Love that. Because you said a minute ago, I'm showing people.
Yeah.
So tell me about this and what the reaction to these kind of things are.
Well, this is how the seller is going to make their decision. They're going to see a real estate agent, talk about them being a real estate agent. They're going to see a real estate agent say they sell houses, and then you're going to see Gabe. You're going to see Gabe in action. You're going to see an actual homeowner with a face, a name that you can click on and go to their profile. And you're going to see them hire this guy. And this guy, Gabe, is going to walk through their home and prepare it. And you're going to see Gabe live in action, grabbing the hose, putting it away. You're going to see the team behind there staging the property. The cleaning crew at the beginning of that video was there on their hands and knees cleaning out the stove and the oven. That's a service I provide to my sellers, have the home cleaned. So there's a lot of things that you see in that video that I'm showing you and that other agents are telling you. And that's the biggest difference. Who's actually doing the work? I can sit here and tell you I'm a top producing agent, and unless you go out and verify my numbers and do it, you're never going to know. You might believe me, you might not, right? But chances are I probably won't, because everyone says they're a top producer. Matter of fact, rather than just me telling you, let me show you my value proposition. This is exactly what I would show at a listing presentation. And this is why, honestly, most of my listing presentations with a cold market, people I've never met, not referrals, I have an 80% closing ratio with, because they've already seen everything they need to see. They just need to be sure and sign the contract.
I love that. That is so good. And so here's number 2. You build a story around each person. Now, before I play this video, do you have any setup that you want to do with it?
Okay, so listen, it's really important. This one was a really cool situation for a lot of different reasons, but I want to talk about building the story. Facts tell, stories sell. Facts tell, stories sell.
I love that. Another thing I'm going to have to put on a pillow.
Yeah.
So good.
So many things on our pillows today.
So many things on our pillow. I'm a Southern girl. That's what we do.
Oh, that's awesome. Make sure you send me one of those pillows when you're done with it.
Got it.
So listen, folks, hey, look, remember this, your audience, they don't care about the numbers. I mean, they care, but they don't care as much as they care about the feeling. People buy off of emotion. You have to understand human beings. We buy off of emotion. And what I do is I allow my clients to tell their story so that other consumers can go out there and say, I can relate to that person. I can see myself being, a single woman or a married woman owning a home like this. I can, and if she can do it, then I can do it too. So I allow like clients to tell their story on camera about their experience, who they are. And the clients are always the hero of the story. And of course, I encourage the clients to like, hey, if you can sprinkle in a little bit about who we are and your experience in working with us, that'd be awesome. But really, this is your moment to shine. You sold your first home. Like, let's have some champagne. Let's celebrate. You just got a big check. You're getting ready to move on to bigger and better things. Like, we celebrate so many other things that are so silly. And like, why not celebrate something like the closing of your first property? Second and third are going to be cool too, but there's only one first home that you've ever sold. And that's what I want to celebrate with you. So I let the client tell the story. But number two, this is also very important. Whenever I take a photo like this, I get I write the story in the copy and I tell people what I want them to know. So if you want to talk about positioning your brand as a seller, as a listing agent, a seller's agent, or someone who works with a lot of sellers, listen to this very carefully. Social media, you have a lot of power to change people's perception of who you are. Use it for the right thing, of course, but you have your ability to change people's perception of you. And of course, you always want it to be honest, you want to be authentic and real. But if you want them to know that you are a top producing listing agent, selling agent, then you do have to tell them. And you don't have to tell them in such a sales fashion kind of manner. So let me give you an example. When I'm writing my ad copy, the caption that goes underneath a photo on Instagram or Facebook, I might start it off with something like, congratulations to another first-time home seller who hired us to sell their home. Congratulations to my first-time home seller. We just sold another home. Something like that. That's the first punchline that I want my audience to see. Because when they hear another first-time home seller, another first-time home buyer, congratulations to another homeowner, my first-time home seller just sold a record-breaking home. When they see that, another one, another home client, another home seller, in their mind, they're thinking, dude, that's another one. That's a lot. This guy is always going, every time I look at his post, it's always another one. And if I scroll and scroll and scroll, all I see is a bunch of first-time home sellers that he's selling homes to. This must be the guy to talk to when it comes to first-time home selling, versus someone else who's rural, luxury, second home time seller, first-time home seller. Listen, I might miss a lot of second, third-time home sellers. I might, but I'm not missing many first-time home sellers at all, because the riches are in the niches. I'm going to take that client, show them what it's really like, what experience can be like, up their experience, and they're never going to leave me. So make sure that you change the story in which you're writing, and you're not talking about yourself. Please don't do that. I'm the best. I'm top producing agent. Look at me. No, I'm just saying, yo, look, check it out. I just helped this first time home seller. And I tell the story. She contacted us on Facebook. I used to work with her back in the day. She followed up with me 12 years later, saw what we were doing. She said that she wanted this done. We went ahead and executed this plan for her. Our team, we did that. She was so excited. I tell the story. And at the very end, I write a little something to the client. Hey, it was such a fun experience. Let's do mimosas again soon. Something personable. So it's almost like a journal. I'm telling a story with a little journal entry, because I want people to read that and connect with it. I want them to connect with the story, not the facts. Facts tell, stories sell.
You know, we just had somebody talking about the customer is the hero of the story. You're just the guide. You're the person shepherding them through it. That's what makes a powerful story. And it makes it a lot easier to tell. So many of us are concerned about standing up and saying, and I was so good. They're not comfortable with that. So let's see it. Want to?
Yeah, let's do it.
See this one?
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way,
check this out, guys.
I was just going to make the point. If you missed it earlier, the beauty of the first-time home seller is he has this beautiful pipeline of things to sell. He has this beautiful pipeline of things to sell to first-time home buyers, right? I'm sorry I interrupted you. What were you going to say?
No, that was it. I was just getting ready to tell everyone, listen, if you want to see what the equation looks like and what we're doing, this video
my
is
name
so
is Gina.
powerful.
Go
This video
ahead.
is extremely powerful because this is going to show you what it is exactly that we have our clients do. She is a beautiful, smart, really successful person, owns this amazing penthouse condo in one of the most affluent portions of like Southern San Diego. And she hired us and we got her on camera. We celebrated. We were just being human beings and we captured everything on camera. But this video, I haven't posted it yet. And I can tell you right now, this is probably going to get me about 2 or 3 inquiries of people who are thinking of selling their home. I can tell you that. So, and there's a lot of reasons why, but check this out. This is a great video.
Yeah, it is a great video.
And I just sold my home with the Gabe Mendes group.
So my experience with the Gabe Mendes group was fantastic. My sale was a little different in that I needed to be able to stay on the property until my new property was completed. The Gabe Mendes group stepped in. They basically took over the whole situation, and I was able to contact them every time I had a question, every time I had an issue. I would reach out to Gabe, I would reach out to Michelle, and everybody made sure that all my questions were answered. Everything was done in a matter of 2 weeks, absolutely fast. It was a great experience. I was able to sell my home, stay in my home until my next home is ready, and I am just so happy.
Bravo. That was amazing. That is so good. That is so good. Well, one of the questions I had asked you is, I need a linear list of exactly everything you do, right? And this is the list that you gave me, and we have examples for each piece. So you want me just to take each one and show the examples?
Yeah, you can go through it step by step, and I just want a little more context. So
Okay.
Everyone is, again, look, the consumer is never going to know what you're doing unless you show them what you do. That's exactly what we do at listing presentations. Hello, we sit down, we show them these are my stats, this is my marketing material, and you're hoping that they sign on the spot. If you're able to mirror and match them, you have to find out the person. It's so uncomfortable to do that. Why not just post it on social media and let them qualify themselves? Let them see the work that you're doing. What she's getting ready to show you is my pre-qualifying process on social media. Clients pre-qualify themselves because they see the work that we do, they see the results that we have, and they automatically raise their hand and say, hey, can you talk to me about selling my home? So what Joe was able to pull out of me is actually quite significant, because this is exactly what we do. This is our process and our system. So if you take a screenshot of this right here and you just do this, I promise you within 6 months, you will have people inquiring about selling their home. This is it. So pay attention. Let's go through it.
Okay, so I was rather relentless with you, I have to say.
Yes.
I
Multiple
was.
calls.
I
Yes.
was. All right, step one, we are celebrating with the team that we got something coming soon. And that's getting posted out on Instagram. Isn't that where I found this was Instagram?
Yeah, this one is on Instagram as well. So this is a picture. Let me just give the audience a little context. So we got a listing, and we had postcards mailed to the neighborhood, the outer radius, like half-mile radius, but the inner radius, this is where the team and I go out and we hand them to the sellers directly. So I get the entire team. We all have postcards. We walk out to the doors, meet the sellers at the door. And again, every touch matters. I want these homeowners, when they are thinking of selling, I want them to think of the team that did the extra mile, the coming soon, the just listed. Oh, and we'll talk about that in a second. But this photo right here, I posted this on social media so that other homeowners can see that we're working. Like, hey, we're normal people. And I want them to see it. And not just tell them that, hey, we door knock. It's like, dude, scroll back on my timeline and you're going to see us working on a $900,000 home that we sold. And we do this for everyone.
Love that. All right, here's your coming soon.
Another coming soon post on social media. This is where we're teasing people. Again, so we did the coming soon on door knocking. We post the coming soon on social media. We have the coming soon campaign that gets via advertising. We love to do advertising on social media. So again, every single step, as much exposure as we can give ourselves in that listing, we leverage it as much as possible. So again, coming soon door knocking, coming soon on the postcard, and then this is a video walkthrough.
Yeah, I
of
love
the
this
home.
one.
One
I
of the
have to
homes.
say, this is one of my faves. All
This is a lot of
right,
people's
hold
favorite video.
on.
What's going on, Sold Squad? It's your boy Gabe Mendez, and today we're at 2735 Sparta Road, Unit 3, located in Eastlake, California. It's a little dark. Let's adjust this lighting. Perfect. As soon as you walk in, you'll notice the open concept, 9-foot ceilings, upgraded lighting, upgraded granite countertops, upgraded stainless steel appliances, upgraded vinyl window shutters, upgraded windows, and upgraded laminate wood flooring. But you know what's better than all that? The second floor. Let's go check it out. Oh, hold on. Let's go. These lights again. More light. More light. As soon as you walk upstairs, you'll notice a grand master suite. Upgraded window shutters, upgraded windows, his and her sink in the master bath, 2 master closets. It is huge, but that's not all. Let's check out the rest. And as we backpedal through the hallway, enough workspace for those people who want an office. To my left, a dedicated laundry room. To my far left, another bedroom. To my right, another full bath. And to my right again, another bedroom. So, you can tell it's a lot of work to sell this home. It's gonna sell fast. Make sure you click the link below, contact us, or just send me a direct message. We'll see you later. Peace.
All right, there's so much I love about that. And I love the, oh, I walked into a dark place. Right? So it doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, the imperfection is what's so good.
Right. And I want to tell you guys a little more about that. So
Yeah.
on the marketing side of things, I know this is focusing on getting more listings, but you have to remember when you're going on social, whenever you're marketing any property, the job is to make sure it stands out from all the rest and make it unique. And people, again, we're talking about the psychology of the consumer. When they go onto social media, they want to be entertained. They want to be educated, and they want to be educated in an entertaining fashion. So they're going on for one of those 2 reasons. The third reason is they're going to connect with friends and family. But for the most part, you know, when we're on our breaks and lunches and stuff like that, we're just going on there for a quick couple of videos, a quick laugh, a quick break from the world. I need to have something that's going to feed that break. So when they see me walking and it being unreal and take my shoes off and having funny sound in the background, it's entertaining them the entire time. And I'm capturing their attention enough to look at the home. And then, you know, and that's my job, is to sell the house. So I tell the clients, you know, that's a big benefit in hiring us, is that we come up with creative ways to market your home.
And you're demonstrating that you're working again instead of telling, right? Instead of telling, which is so great. So here's one of your just listed posts, right?
Yep.
And,
So again,
and that beautiful style, right?
Yes, and this home right here was a lower priced home. I believe it was closer to 500,000. Well, San Diego, it's a lower priced home, but it's closer to about 500,000. And again, but it receives the same luxury feel. Twilight photos, 3D Matterport tour, video tour throughout the property. I want every client, regardless of price point, regardless of location, to know that they're going to receive the absolute best when they hire us. And this is another proof of that.
That's
Luxury
amazing.
finish.
Now let's talk about open house. You want to set this one up?
Absolutely. Listen, clients might know you're doing an open house. They might think that you did an open house or put up signs. I want them to know I did an open house and I did it better than everyone else. My open houses are better than everyone else's open houses. The other agent that you interviewed, they told you they're doing open houses. Let me show you the open houses that we do and the amount of traffic that we can pull into this house. Matter of fact, let me show you how dedicated my sales team is by showing you a video that demonstrates them waking up at 7 o'clock in the morning, that demonstrates them putting up open house signs, not just placing them, strategically placing them onto corners, high traffic areas. And then once they're done with all of that, how we all rush home, get ready, and how I prepare the sales team to sell the property. I want you as the consumer to see exactly what I do to sell the home. The other agents are going to tell you, I'm going to show you. In this video right here, this one got me so much business. A lot of easy closes. Check this one out.
All right, you ready? Let's go.
So this morning, super excited because this morning my entire team, they were out there at 7:30 in the morning for 2 hours, strategically placing open house signs. Not just placing them, strategically placing them. So we had to map it out in advance, know which corners they were gonna be placed on. So we're there running around for 2 hours doing that. And then we got here to the house early, prepped the entire home on the inside, wiped it down, got to shoot the booties, the music, the waters, and just waited for the crowd to come in. So we have our iPad sets, the facts are already in place, and it's just a matter of the presentation. Everything is brand new in here, except for the bedroom floors. Tile, everything's brand new inside there. The cabinets are refinished, de-stressed look. Both bathrooms have been completely remodeled. People want to buy from people who are experts. But you guys are fun already. I don't have to coach you on that stuff. You guys are good. But I want you guys to be the experts. So when they walk in, you sell them the home. Because when you sell them the home, they know that you know your stuff. And when they know you know your stuff and you're fun, then they want to hire you, right? Because they don't know unless you guys make them feel awkward and comfortable. Well, is it kind of okay? No, like, hey, listen, look, let my associates take care of this. I'm gonna go chaperone you guys the next few houses, okay? I'm gonna bring a couple of waters with me too. That's service right there. That's service, okay? Energy, we sell energy and enthusiasm. Hey, amigos, come on in. I'm Gabe. Right? Pleasure to meet you. I'm Gabe, pleasure to meet you. Come on in. Let me get you guys some booties.
Flip up?
No, this is owner occupied.
He just retired, so like, we came
Congratulations
back.
on that.
This, it looks new.
It's very well maintained. The HOA is really good here.
Oh, they don't
Oh,
change
so
to
there
it?
is HOA.
Home itself is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Like, so everything's gonna be emailed over to you guys within 2 minutes. Tile on the floor is brand new, the vanity's new, and the water efficient toilet also. We literally just opened up like 20 minutes ago, and it has been non-stop traffic from the beginning. I mean, it's kind of what we predicted, right? So this is why we always have 4 agents at a grand opening, because we know that our results are predictable. We know that we can drive a lot of traffic. It's important for us to sell the home quickly that first day, so we need to give every single buyer that attention to make sure the home is sold properly. We're not here to pick up new buyers or to solicit anything else. It's here to sell the subject property, and that's what we're here doing. What's up, everyone? It's the Gabe Mendez Squad! Yes, we just wrapped up the grand opening. It was a humongous success. In 3 hours, we had a total, I think, almost 30 people who showed up. The first 20 minutes, I think it was like almost 15 to 20 different people. It's been incredible. I think this place has been pretty much sold, right?
Yeah.
It's
been sold.
Yeah. So we just want to say thank you guys for following the journey. If you guys have any questions, Benita, you got to let us know. Let us help you buy or sell your home. We will see you at the next house. Bye.
And so,
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
go ahead.
I just want to say that I love my team.
They're great.
Squad, I love you guys. You are so amazing for being so down for all the crazy videos and all the stuff. This is why, I love what we do. I'm in this for the long run. I love it. I want to make sure that I have a ton of fun doing it. And this is going to go back to what I told you guys in the very beginning. You need to just be yourself, because being you will allow you to attract the type of people who want to do business your way. The person that who you are in a suit or in sweatpants at 2 o'clock in the morning talking about while you're awake, right? And people are going to want to do business with that. And that's what makes this business fun. When these homeowners hire us, they know who they're getting. I don't have to be fake. They know that sometimes I might show up in a hat, but most times I'm showing up in a suit. And either way, they're not going to judge me because I'm still professional at the end of the day. And I just wanted to say, man, my team is so amazing.
They
To
rock.
be up that early in the morning to do that, support it. And that just shows, what it is that we do. And again, we're documenting every single step of the process.
And I
Well,
want to be
most-
part of that if I'm selling my house, right?
It sounds, doesn't it make it look like it's a fun thing to be a part of? Like, okay, I can sell my house, or I can sell my house like this with Gabe and their entire
Right.
team.
Right.
And it's like you almost get that FOMO, like fear of missing out. Like, oh, I didn't get all that fun experience. Like, why not? And I want our
Yep.
clients to feel that.
All right, so I want to make sure we have question time. So here's your escrow. Here's your escrow advertisement when you put that in, and that goes out on social. And then, and so you make sure that happens. And I also, I have become a stalker, Gabe, just for you to know, on Instagram. And so you have lots of pictures out there of people in front of their houses with their sold signs and with balloons and all of those things going on too. You also are really great about tapping into your sphere of influence and making sure that they see what's happening. So I want to play this one because I think this one is particularly cool. Okay.
We had a question really quick. I had a question really pop up at the bottom. I read it really quickly. It said something about how do you, I forgot who asked it. I just saw it pop up momentarily. Something, how do you stand out from other people? I think it was. Can we get someone to confirm that question? I want to make sure.
Yeah, sure, Gabe. What it says is, how do you stand out from
Oh,
people?
yes. How you doing? That was my question.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
I tell you
you
what,
want me to go?
I actually, let me show this one, and then we're going to open up for Q&A. And that way my screen can come down and everybody can see everybody, which I would really love to do. Okay. Is that all right?
Okay.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. All right. Let me show this one because this is a good one.
Okay, attention homeowners. If you're thinking of selling your home, give me 60 seconds and I want to show you the importance of leveraging social media in today's market. A few weeks ago, I stood right here on a skateboard, holding a camera, drinking some cranberry juice, jumping on a trend to promote my client's key home for sale. This listing behind me. Well, that video ended up going viral with over 50,000 local views, over 200 shares, and over 50 requests to see the home before it hit the market. So why is all this important? Because our marketing plan allows us to create fear of missing out and urgency, thus increasing the buyer demand. We're able to get a lot more offers in, and then we can leverage those offers at a higher price and higher terms, therefore making the entire sale process easy, fun, smooth, like the way it normally should be. The same thing that we did for these homeowners here, we can do for you. It's a duplicatable system. Trust me, if you're thinking of selling your home, give us a shot. Let me show you what the Gabe Mendez Group can do for you by combining traditional sales methods with social media tactics to give you the best price, best terms, and less time.
Yay. That's a pretty amazing, Gabe.
Yeah,
And that way
cool.
you're putting that out there everywhere so they can see what you're doing, which is bringing in your sphere of influence. You're showing them. Again, that's the thing, right?
And so with your sphere, listen, folks, if you want to grow your social media following, there's a few ways that you can do it. You can create viral videos, which is very unpredictable. You can't do that, right? Or what you can do is you can go add all of your past clients, all of your sellers, all of your buyers, add them on social media. And then you want to go and add their friends and their family on social media. So stalk them. This is no different than you going out there and knocking on a door that's cold. This is no different than you picking up a phone and calling someone cold. This is you. Matter of fact, it probably has a higher conversion rate because you know these people, and those people that you're adding, their friends and family, you have mutual friends and family with, and they're able to accept a request at that time. And then when you close the transaction and you tag your client on social media, their entire sphere sees it. And if you've already added them on social media, the law of familiarity kicks in. And now they're like, dude, I know this guy. I know Gabe. I didn't know I knew him at first, but he knows my aunt, my uncle, my cousin, my friend, my coworker, and you're adding these people, and now your sphere starts to grow. And then you show them proof of concept. You show them that you're winning at a high level. I can't even begin to tell you how many people that I don't know refer me their friends and family to sell a home, their uncles or grandmas and friends and family. Hey, I told my uncle about you. I told my cousin about you. They're thinking of selling their home. I just see your work all the time, and I know that you would be good for them. So you have
and people don't refer
people.
People don't refer people they don't know. And so that's the beauty of that, because they feel like they know you. Hey, Gabe, I want to show this real quick because I want to get to my Q&A. But this is, you give people this win.
Yeah, so tools that I use, again, everything that I do has like a luxury feel to it. And I want clients to walk with every single step of the process feeling proud, I don't want them feeling less than. I want them feeling proud that they have this amazing soul squad behind them. So this USB drive right here, this has either the video when they hire us, like, hey, welcome to the team, this is what you're going to expect, or at the very end when they buy their home, all of their contracts in it. And this is, we don't give them the paper copy unless they request it, which very few do. We always give them this hard drive right there. So they always have some, and then, oh, pardon me, take a step back. On the listing side too, they have all the contracts and agreements and everything like that already attached inside. So they have items of value. I give them a how to prepare their home for sale, how to clean the home. I tell them things such as like, what small improvements can they do in the home that'll have a large return. So a lot of items and value in this USB drive for the seller and for the buyer. And that's a really good, awesome tool that I use. More tools that I continue to use are these presentations. So I have them created right now as a PDF. What we plan on doing is taking these presentations and having them hardbound into a paper copy so that clients can take them with them. Once they get their an offer accepted on their listing, we do a presentation with them. It's called a seller in escrow presentation, and we take them through different things. So we review the contracts and timelines, the responsibilities. If they're a buyer, we do the exact same thing. But this is all valuable information. It's not just something that's simple. This is something that we can bind into a book, hand it to them. Again, the experience, and they can walk away with and remind themselves, oh, this is the next step in the process. This is what I have to do. And it's so nice and so beautiful. They're not going to want to throw it away. They'll take it to work, keep it in school. It's important to them. And if someone says, hey, I'm thinking about buying or selling a home. Oh, wait, my agent gave me this book. Check this out right here. And they touch it and they feel it and they look at it. Dude, this thing looks sexy. Look at this. It's right on brand with like C20. It looks so sexy. And I want our clients being proud of it, saying, no matter if I'm luxury, first time, 1031, like I'm proud to hold this. And that gives us more business.
Tell me about the honor agreement.
Oh yeah. You guys, this is in-house secret sauce. Like I'm telling you, if you guys get anything, take this honor agreement away, screenshot this, make sure you guys take that. This is my gift. Take a
photo with your phone if you need to.
Yeah, this is my gift to all of you. And I'm going to tell you what it is, and I'm going to tell you how I sell it. So pay attention. This is just my way of saying thank you for listening for the last hour. The honor agreement. This is an agreement that we have drafted up in writing that we have our clients sign. And simply it states that, hey, our job is to give you a really amazing experience. And in exchange for helping you sell your home, buy your home, and giving you a really good experience, I expect you to do two things. Number one, you leave us a video and or written review. And number two, you refer us to friends or family by the end of the transaction. That's what the honor agreement states. I will do this in exchange for this. Will you honor that agreement? And I'll tell you how I sell it in a moment. So that's what it is. Now, when I get to this portion in the slide, I look over the client, I get, very happy because this is exciting to me. And I tell the client, hey, look, this honor agreement here just simply states that we're getting ready to help you buy your home or sell your home, of course, but we want to make sure you have a really good experience. And in exchange for that, I want to make a deal with you. As long as we deliver you a Disneyland, very fun experience. And sometimes they laugh and say, oh, I hate Disneyland. I'm like, okay, great. Scratch that idea. Just a better experience than Disneyland. How about that? We'll have a lot of fun with it. In exchange for that, I want you guys to do two things. Number one, leave us a written review and a video review. And number two, refer us to friends or family. And what I'm going to do is check in with you periodically throughout the escrow process to see how we're doing. And if you tell me we're doing great, that's my opportunity to ask you for 2 referrals. Does that make sense? And they say, yeah, absolutely does. Great. So and then I say, great. Do you guys know 2 people right now that you can refer us to who are looking to sell their home? If it's a seller, 2 people who to sell their home. If it's a buyer, do you know 2 people who are looking to buy a home? Because remember, you have to, I asked that question specifically, and I've had people in the past, why don't you ask the seller for seller and buyer? Why don't you ask the buyer for buyer and seller? Because it's your RAS, your reticular activating system. When you're selling a home, all you're aware in looking at other people who are selling their home. You're looking at your neighbors, you're looking at comps, you're talking to your friends. When you're a buyer, you're looking at other people who are buying a home too. So I focus on their RAS, what they're focused on. So I asked the seller to go ahead and do that. If they agree to it, I have them DocuSign and sign this. If we're in person, which hasn't happened in a while, then I have them initial and sign it. And I send it back over to them as the agreement. And so that honor agreement just holds them accountable to that thing. And I cannot tell you guys how powerful this is. I can show you emails that were done maybe about a week ago from clients or who send me an email saying, I kept my word. Here's one of the referrals. Here's another referral. Reach out to them and think about buying. People feel indebted, like they want to give back to you. But unless you have that conversation as a professional, they're never going to do it. And you need to make this a part of your presentation at the very beginning, at the middle, and at the very end if you want to increase your referral base.
That is an amazing tip. Now, Gabe, I am going to stop my share and I'm going to do that so we can see you out here full screen and we can talk about the questions that are out there. So Lisa, you want to guide the questions?
Sure. One of the ones that I think Gabe saw come through was the question about how do you stand out from people who may be wanting to avoid working with a realtor and work directly with the buyer?
I can clear up the question if possible, if need be. Well, I know this because I've spoken to a couple of people today when I was out passing out my business cards, and a lot of people are trying to, like buyers, they're trying to talk to the sellers to stay away from agents and to work with them directly to avoid paying a commission and try to work. And I guess because the buyer can't get traditional financing, they rather work with the some special financing with the buyer. So that's kind of like a competition. See, as a competition in our neighborhood. And I was saying, what would be the best way to stand out from that to get people to choose an agent?
Well, the biggest thing that I tell my team is that you have to get very clear on your value proposition. And one thing that I see all agents across the board do very poorly is really articulate their value proposition, what they do. See, to us, real estate agents, yeah, we're supposed to look at the MLS, request showings, follow up, send the PED form out, write the contract. But guess what? In order to write the contract, you got to know the contract, which means you had to study, which means you put in hours of higher level education. You've sacrificed nights away from friends and family to learn the contract. You have to go through the escrow process. You have to do the home inspection, which, by the way, you have to have vetted partnerships, which means you've gone through a lot of downs in order to get through those ups. All of those things that I just shared with you, to us, they seem like we're supposed to do them and it's normal. To the consumer, though, they don't know that, and they don't know how hard we actually work. We have to do a really good job at articulating. Listen, these contracts, they were written by attorneys who passed the bar exam. These were written by these attorneys, and I know them as up to 80% as well as they do. And I'm not an attorney. So I have to legally protect you. These contracts that you're getting ready to write, my job is to read through them, make sure that every single T is crossed, I is dotted, every box is checked, so that you're legally protected, so that as a buyer, your deposit is protected, your best interest is protected, so that you don't get sued by the seller for making a mistake. That's what I can do for you. And then when we're going through the home inspection, I have vetted partnerships, people that have gone through thousands of homes, new development, rural, land, suburban, city, condo development, different types of houses. Because Mr. Homebuyer, isn't it important to you, if you're buying a home, that you have someone that has looked at that type of home and many other homes before? Of course it is. I have those people. I'm going to guide you from start to finish. Us as agents, we do a very poor job at articulating what we do, what we've learned, how we obtained our license. We just kind of downplay it like it's nothing. And then we just end up being one of everyone else, which is, I'll show you a home. I'm available 7 days a week. I have really good customer service. It's like, dude, okay, yeah, you have that, but what else do you have? Give yourself more props on the things that you actually do. Give yourself more praise and all these things that you actually do. You're freaking awesome, but they don't know you're not awesome because you're not on camera talking about it and you're not showcasing people that. So you want to know what your biggest value proposition is? Your biggest value proposition is that you are you. No one else can be you. No one's going to work as hard as you can. But again, they can't see that. So show them that you can do that through video. Show them you can do that through social media and say, you know what? I totally get it. You want to work with the listing agent directly, but just check, give me an opportunity. Here's my business card. And by the way, my business card has my Instagram on there. So check out my Instagram, get to know who I am, look at the work that I've done, and just let your social media resume do all the talking for you.
Love it. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Yes. Thank you.
Hey, I had a private message. I had a private message come into me.
Come on, somebody.
Come on. He's getting going. I had a message come into me asking who does your video editing. Is it a team member or is it do you hire it out? Is the question.
A lot of the stuff I did at the beginning was myself. I would self-record, and then I have amazing, talented people around me. So I'm actually, if you guys can see this background in this setup, I mean, it looks freaking amazing, right?
It's not a digital, right? It's really actually there.
I'm actually sitting in a studio. It's called Studio A. So Century 21 Award, my company, they built out this amazing studio where we can film and do all those things. And they have an in-house media team, marketing team. So now this point in career, I partner with Studio A to get a lot of what I get done. So they have talented videographers. There's one guy named Juan. I have a couple of other guys in the past that I've worked with. Just really talented individuals that I surround myself with at this point in my career.
That's great. Love that. I'm looking through. Hey, Lisa, have you identified some other questions?
Yes. For someone who doesn't necessarily have a team and just getting started thinking about this based on today's conversation, what would be the top 1 or 2 things that they can focus on to kind of get the ball rolling on this? What would be the most important steps?
No, Gabe Mendez, not Gabriel. Username so that everyone can see it. I'm going to change my username to my Instagram handle at Gabe Mendez. So this way you guys can follow me on Instagram. All right. The question was, what are 1 or 2 things that someone can start implementing now on video?
For someone who doesn't necessarily have a team as you do, they're just getting started, based on the conversation that you're having today, what would be the most important, maybe first or second steps that they could take to move in this direction?
Oh, extremely easy. You guys are gonna be like, what, that's it? If I had to do all this all over again, which I think we have a slide to do that, but I'm gonna, just to answer that question.
Go ahead and answer it, please.
If I had to do all over again, I would honestly just stick to social media. I would take this phone here and I would put it in front of me and I would just talk to it in 60 seconds or less. And I would give bite-sized information to people who are watching me. Look, you're the professional. Our consumers and everyone expect you to know what you know, and you should know it. If you're a professional, you're studying, you're practicing, and you should be teaching. A lot of these consumers out there, listen to this very carefully. They're talking to their friends, they're talking to family, they're talking to people who've gone through the home buying, selling process before, they're researching stuff on YouTube and Google, and we've all done research. We know sometimes a lot of information is conflicting. One personal trainer might say, eat asparagus. The other one might say asparagus is really bad for you. I can't stand that stuff when I'm looking for fitness tips because everyone's saying that's the right way or wrong way to do it. You are the professional. Let your voice be known and your expertise be known. Do it all over again. What I think every single one of you need to be doing is taking out your phone and recording. Here's one thing to know about recording. Polished content does not do as well as raw content. Raw content is you taking out your phone and filming yourself. Raw content outperforms finished content 7 days a week. So don't think that you need to have these cool videos, these cool graphics, these cool music and all that stuff. Like, yeah, that first video they played is really cool. I'm not gonna lie, it strikes the strings of my ego a little bit, like kind of dope to look at, but that's not gonna get me a client. That's not gonna get someone to want to hire me and say, oh man, did you guys see my realtor? He was sitting back in that cool video. Oh man, that boy is awesome. They're not gonna do that. They're gonna hire me because my professional, my expertise. Take your camera, here's what you need to be filming. If you are looking to attract sellers, you need to speak to sellers' most common concerns and fears. So give them education-based content is what you should be starting off with, and speaking to their fears and speaking to the conversation they're already having in their mind. What are sellers thinking about? Is it a good time to sell? What are sellers thinking about? If I sell my home, am I going to be able to find a home to buy? Everyone's saying that it's a bad market to buy a home. Should I even buy a home right now? So what should you do? Maybe get a lender on the camera, sit down there, get it, say, hey, look, is this a good opportunity for a seller to sell a home right now and buy a home? Absolutely, because interest rates are low. They can take their equity, roll it over as a down payment. And then you as the real estate professional, listen, I know you have a lot of fears. You're probably sitting back thinking to yourself, should you sell a home right now? And honestly, there's a lot of questions to answer right there. So today I brought my lender. He's going to talk about financing and how you can use your down payment, your equity as a down payment, but also make sure that you guys are comfortable. Did you know that I can prepare all of the contracts in your favor so that your sale and your purchase are contingent? This means you can move forward with the sale of your home, and at any point you may cancel without penalty. You don't owe me anything, and you don't owe the buyer anything. You will be legally protected. So if you're thinking about selling a home in this market, contact me. We'll have a complimentary consultation. Boom. You should be talking to people's fears, and you should be talking to them and educating them. That's the only thing you should be doing in 60 seconds or less on here. It doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to be polished, but please dress up, brush your hair, look nice, get in front of some good lighting, and be professional.
No pajamas. No pajamas.
Like 2 in the morning, maybe that'd be cool.
That was such good advice. That was such good advice. Just be yourself and start talking into your phone. It doesn't have to be edited. It's fine. It will play good. And you and I could keep talking forever, and yet we are at the 4:30 mark when we promised we would be done. So any more questions coming in? Because clearly busy man, and he has a listing presentation to go to. And so I promised him this hour and a half. So anything else? Or we're going to
questions. Nope, we're clear.
Okay. So Gabe, you have given so many amazing pieces. And by the way, for everybody, this is being recorded, and we're going to push it out onto our Celebrate 21 learning sessions splashthat.com. Can somebody put that into the chat so everybody can see it, please? That's where you will be able to get it. And if I were y'all, I would start following him on Instagram and seeing what he's doing, because that will show you, and you can become a student of what he's doing. Gabe, do you have any closing comments?
Absolutely. Listen, R&D, rip off and duplicate. Whatever you see me doing, rip off and duplicate. It is easy. Everyone can do it. A rising tide lifts all ships. I hope that every single one of you do extremely well, because when we do well as an individual, our industry will increase and our industry will do better. It is up to us to save our industry. It is up to us to preserve our worth in the fees that we charge. And so make sure that you fight for your value proposition, get on social media, show the world who you are. You're viable, attract your tribe. You're beautiful the way that you are. Just become a better version of you. Joe, thank you so much. Century 21, thank you guys so much. It's been a blessing.
Wish I could high five you. High five. Thanks, everybody. Remember, Gabe's on a panel tomorrow with some other branding experts. So you'll have another chance to ask questions. So make sure to show up there at 3 o'clock Eastern time. And with that, Gabe, it's been great. You're amazing, and we really appreciate it. Looks like people are going off. Look at all the love you're getting over in the chat. Can you see it? I'm pretty sure I have never heard the words spectacular presentation. I'm pretty sure I've never seen that in the chat. So there you go. So look at all of that. So that's great. Sharing with your peers is so good and so much fun. And clearly you love it. So you can come back anytime that you want to.
Yep, I'm here. And you guys can just follow me on Instagram, ask me any questions that you want in the direct message.
I already am.
And I'll be here to help you guys.
I've seen several people come through going, yeah, I'm already following him. I'm following him. So I've seen that coming through too. So you're picking up a bunch of followers. I have already followed you. And so you'll be seeing a lot more of us. So thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. See Gabe again tomorrow. And remember, the recording will be right up on the website. All right. Thank you and goodbye.